Hi, my name is Sébastien Lagree. I am the creator of Lagree Fitness and also of the Megaformer. Today, I want to talk about the Evo. The Evo is the latest and greatest installment of the Megaformer series. And I'm very excited about this machine. This is the product of a lot of research for the last couple of years. So this definitely has a lot of new features. The number one thing that you see on the Evo is really the design of the handlebars. So the handlebars are ergonomically designed to improve comfort on the wrist and on the joints. You can see that these handlebars are actually integrated in the front platform. This gives you an unbelievable range of options for your hands and your feet. You also have the lower bar, and then we call this the grenade handbar. And the grenade handbar is basically like a bungee bar, but it is actually designed to be stepped on or to be grabbed on. And you can use this bar as an intermediary steps to the floor. So you can do like walking planks, walking push-up, any kind of core movement. Have your hands on the bar, then go down to the middle bar, and then go down to the floor if you want to. We are going to come up with different length for the bar, so you'll be able to basically have exactly the length that you want. On the front platform, you can place your hands wherever you want, on the top, on the side, and of course on the bottom over here, you can just grab the platform, the handlebars, just really any position that you want. It's super easy and it's super practical. This is my plat de résistance. This is fucking phenomenal because you have the ring of fire. Ultimately, what I realized was the best was a bar that would just go basically run continuously around the carriage. It's uninterrupted, it's free floating, it's not attached to the rest of the carriage. It gives you an incredible range of options for hands and feet placement. So when you do your exercise, like for example, the super lunge, the mega donkey kick, the scrambled eggs, any exercise like this where you can actually have a flying version or you can actually put your feet anywhere on that bar, you now can have exactly the right positioning, the right body alignment when you do this very intense exercise. You cannot have this alignment on any other machine where the Megaformer or copycats don't have this, no. But this is probably one of the most important features of the Evo. It really gives anyone complete access to the machine, and because now you are in the perfect body alignment for your size, you are able to actually recruit all the right muscles, increase the effectiveness of the exercise, reduce the wear and tear on the joints. We kept the four handles in the corner, just like we did with the X, the M3X, just because it gives you, again, more hands and feet options. The carriage itself is actually shrunk. It's not as wide as the other one. It's the same length, but it's not as wide. And then another feature of this carriage is we reduced the wheelbase. So the wheels are actually closer together. So the ride is incredibly smooth. This is the smoothest ride ever. Let's talk about the wheels. When I get on the Megaformer, I want to create the best experience. When you get on this machine, you should not be distracted by anything, right? Everything should be in place for you, ready to be used. And part of the experience being on the Megaformer, something I noticed on the Reformer, was the friction. I've always had a lot of frictions on the Reformer. I absolutely hated that. So since basically 2003, I've had hundreds of prototypes of wheels. And then we finally, it was not last year, a couple of years ago, we finally came out with the hover wheel. And these wheels have a special durometer, and they are much tighter, much smaller wheels, and it really creates this incredible ride. I mean, look at that. This keeps on going. If you push the carriage all the way out, you see a black box over here. This box has the springs. So we are moving away from having the springs coiled around the pulley. It was a great system because that allowed you to have basically the spring change on the front of the carriage. But the problem with the pulley, the springs around the pulley, that was basically distorting the spring, so the red spring would actually wear a lot quicker. So with this new system over here, the springs are kept in their length. So there's absolutely no excess wear and tear on the springs, and then you shouldn't have to replace the spring as often as you have done it, okay? So this is the centrally mounted longitudinal spring system. The Evo also is the first Megaformer to have shock absorbers. And it's basically they're spring-based shock absorbers. And what they do, of course, they absorb this. Because we all know that happens all the time. So look at that. There's almost no recoil on the machine. The machine barely moves. So the shock absorber are a great addition to the Evo. The other things that comes with the Evo is the super fast. So the super fast, this is how you change the springs, guys. This is like so freaking easy. And the best part about it, I've engaged all the springs now. The best part about this is that if I want to change the springs while the carriage is in motion, let's see it right now, the carriage has to come back in order for you to grab that spring, and now it's engaged. So the super fast is really a much better system. A lot of people are spending a lot more time now teaching on the back of the Mega. And I felt it was needed to have an extended platform and an extended handles. So this is great for taller people, but also for people who just want more options when they do like reverse giant wheelbarrow, reverse catfish, French twist. Like on French twist, you can put your hands wherever you want. Obviously, the further your hands are, the more tension you're gonna get. So a lot more adjustment possible, which I thought was needed. And same thing on the platform over here. The use of the rear platform is very similar to the use of the front. It's just like it's a longer platform. And again, I just love how this handlebar just basically just go all the way up and wraps around. It's very comfortable. You don't need covers for the handles. It really feels like you can grab it. It absorbs a lot of pressure on the wrist. So one thing that you didn't know is for the past 3 years, I've been prototyping with the perfect grip. So I've been looking at my hands, looking at other people's hand, and then kind of saw that basically the shape shouldn't be round. It should be more like an oval, but not so much of an oval, and kind of a more like a kind of an odd shape, a little bit like the shape of my logo. Actually, it's an asymmetrical shape. So I've been prototyping, I've been testing different geometry for the hands, and also we've been testing different thickness or softness for the gel, and it feels really good, feels really comfortable. It's squishy, but it's firm, it's grippy. If you have not worked out using a triangular grip, it's definitely a game changer. And then you have the triangular grip all the way around here, so there's no round grip anymore. For the rear platform, we have integrated the handles with the platform, and when you integrate those two together, it increases the stability and the strength of the entire assembly. So you're not gonna feel any wobbliness. This is like all one piece. So when you do your exercise like reverse catfish, French twist, express lunge, you definitely feel a lot more stable and a lot more secure. Put your hands anywhere you want, feel super comfortable, right? And you can of course put your hands wherever you want on the platform. So you have two options to put your hands wherever you want around the platform or on the handles. Again, lots of options for your hands and feet. One more thing not show over here. So the grenade handbar that we had on the front could be a bungee bar. On the back end, you can do the same thing. You can also add another grenade handbar if you want to, any length. So we don't have it here shown on this machine, but you can definitely add one. The accessories attach the exact same way. So you have your long black cables that will attach here, and then you have your short red cables which will attach anywhere here. We have the side panels. Side panels are great. They're more there for aesthetic purpose than anything else, but it finishes the look of the Mega and it's really nice. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can email us. And what a fantastic way of starting 2020.